Being open and accessible is a standard ingredient in a recipe for MOOCs. Being open, where learning is accessible to everyone, is a key ingredient. However, a tainted or slightly off idea of openness can shift the idea of what can be accessed and who has accessibility. When examining edX through the app, new flavors arouse wonderings if the ingredient is becoming expired or less valid. MOOCs, first designed by Siemens and Downs, use the connectiveness theory to think of learning as connected, networked, and shared. Yet, through the edX 101 course exploration within the app, there's a shift to a more behaviorist approach where the learning is insular and independent. The learner lacks the flavor and spice of a connected community. Although encouraged to get on a course chat and introduce yourself, there's little encouragement to be a part of a larger community and share learning. The course description itself reads, "The course will cover the strategy behind getting the word out about a course, creating course content that is interactive, engaging, and accessible, and delivering a finished course." However, this course is bland and does not hold up to its own ingredients. It is neither interactive nor engaging, which makes us question who would enjoy a bland recipe. The app does allow the course to be accessed anywhere at any time and is open in this perspective. But when lacking the spice, the bland flavor is less encouraging, participating with limited connectedness and shared learning experiences. The accessibility is limited to those who appreciate getting the task done and can respect the blandness. edX learners need to be self-directed in their learning, have self-efficacy in getting the task done and meeting success, and confidence in their learning. These types of learners are able to push past the lack of flavor and perhaps the expired use of the key ingredient open, thereby creating a false sense of being connected through an app, which does not set the table well for a universally designed experience.
In making learning material that is free and open, a universal design for learning is an essential ingredient to awesome learning sauce. Educational apps delivering a MOOC offer a unique opportunity for portable learning, but if accessibility is not maintained, this advantage is lost. UDL is rooted in 7 principles: flexibility in use, equitable use, perceptible information, tolerance for error, simple and intuitive use, low physical effort, and size and space for approach and use. In evaluating edX 101 Overview of Creating an edX Course through the edX app, several of these UDL principles were well combined to add flavor to the sauce, but key omissions left a pungent taste, suggesting the need to follow the recipe of UDL more closely. The delivery of course material through captioned videos and clear headings addressed equitability, as well as a lesson dedicated to maintaining universal accessibility. Varied video lessons followed by differentiated activities made for perceptive information consumption, and the physical effort required to complete the course was not taxing. However, through the app, navigation between sections is not intuitive in that deviation from the linear path set out by the app can lead to confusion. Tolerance for error was a key missing ingredient, as certain sections allowed for only one attempt at simple yes-no questions, and advancement in the course was impeded by this. Finally, the organization of space may not be ideal for neurodiverse learners needing graphic decoding. Ultimately, if learning is to be universally accessible for all learners, the UDL ingredients may need some further seasoning to ensure all learners, including neurodiverse learners, have equal access to the awesome learning sauce.
Accommodation is another key ingredient to which UDL serves as a possible recipe to multiple problems experienced by an increasing number of our population, neurodiverse learners. Neurodiverse learners were once referred to as students with physical or learning disabilities, which has a negative connotation. Neurodiverse is a term that pays tribute to the unique skills these learners offer, which, when accommodated, improve course delivery for every learner. For example, learners on the autism spectrum are neurodiverse. Neurodiversity is increasing in Canada within all of our team's educational contexts, and it is integral that educational apps ensure the needs of neurodiverse learners are met. The increase in availability of online education offers these students an opportunity to acquire education without needing to travel to or from campus. Social engagement in virtual education is a cornerstone of effective teaching, and we were particularly interested in how edX 101 provided neurodiverse learners the same engagement as neurotypical learners. Based on our experiences, the only actual peer-to-peer engagement is offered in a rarely used discussion forum in which participants are prompted to participate through cues such as introduce yourself or what do you think about regarding any subject. Discussion forums are difficult for screen readers, and edX 101 offers no scripts or templates for those with social difficulty to follow, no interaction with instructors, and no collaborative activities. Learners can actually complete the entire course without posting. Should any of our educational contexts involve neurodiverse learners, we cannot decipher social engagement beyond the discussion forum, which offers limited accessibility. Now that we think about it, is there even any personalization in the edX app?
As the neurodiversity perspective demonstrates, learners are not all created equal. In addition to being different in neurodiversity, they can have differing needs, prior knowledge, experiences, and time. Thomas outlines a requirement for course design to move from standardization to customization, and states that this is to make possible a unique learning experience for each learner, rather than trying to produce a single, clearly defined outcome for all learners. Enter the ingredient of personalization. Personalization within an educational app can be used to tailor learning experiences to the learners and create customized learning based on an analysis of their needs, according to Garcia-Rivadulla. In our team's overall analysis, we found that little personalization was provided for us as learners in edX 101. Considering that we were in a course that was demonstrating to educators how to create an edX course, there was no possibility to customize the content for differing contexts. However, we were able to customize our own public username that was separate from our real name. But we did observe this personalization was limited to names not already taken by other learners in the community. Further, we found that in completing the course, we did not receive customized recommendations that curated the course library for our specific interests. Therefore, our finding was that the edX app learning experience may be improved by integrating more personalization features to take advantage of the higher quality learning experiences it can provide. Higher quality learning experiences also result from a tight quality assurance process that includes assessment of accommodations for the learner, including personalization. And so, we move on to our main ingredient, quality assurance.
So this course is limited in openness in terms of accessibility, does not follow all of the principles of UDL, has potential issues for neurodiverse learners, and has not taken full advantage of personalization. So maybe our expectations are too high? Maybe we can find some answers if we examine the ingredient that binds this whole recipe together, the quality assurance process. In terms of quality assurance, from the perspective of multiple educators who have experience with online and blended learning, we identified several missing ingredients for awesome learning sauce. We were, however, comparing it to courses that we have previously reviewed using traditional quality assurance assessment tools, including the tried and tested Quality Matters rubric, which is an online course standard that is well utilized in the United States and also internationally. Perhaps this was not the proper direction to approach this from. As Stephen Downes, who, along with George Siemens, started the very first MOOC back in 2008, suggests, while it is very tempting to fall back on traditional educational taxonomies, measuring the success of a MOOC should be process-focused, rather than outcomes-oriented. Our team experience was that this educational app did not follow a thorough quality assurance process, as we observed several examples where the interface had not yet been fully developed in app form and was only available on a desktop. When checking the course against edX's own MOOC development checklist, it seemed to tick off most of their boxes, but their checklist focused more on the style of the course rather than the substance. Each course is unique, as is each learner, and simply satisfying a checklist will not yield a well-designed and delivered MOOC that engages the learner. In research that we have reviewed, most agree that the quality assurance in MOOCs delivered through an educational app has not been nailed down. And due to the fluid nature of the MOOCs themselves, it will never be as simple as checking a bunch of boxes. That said, our team's overall analysis identified that there are many accommodations for learners that should be included within an effective course quality assurance process. But where edX may lose sympathy is that they target the mass populations. This makes them more accountable to learners to ensure the necessary ingredients for awesome learning sauce are present in edX app courses.